Hey guys, what's up? So we actually do a lot of print design here still, even though people say print is dead. I certainly disagree with them. But I kind of wanted to show you some basics pre-press, which is kind of the preparatory work you do on your graphic design files in order to get ready for printing. So today we're looking at some business cards that we are setting up for our clients and our bookkeeper, not just numbers. So we'll be designing and printing these cards, and we'll drop ship everything to their office for them. So it saves them time and money, which is great. So first thing we're going to do, this is Adobe Illustrator. And we have two artboards. So this is the front of the business card and the back of the business card. Now, if you notice like this red line and the black line, and you might not know what this is, and there's like stuff going off the edges and it looks a little sloppy. This black line is called your live area. So that is the business card shape itself. It's 3.5 inches wide, 2 inches high. And then this red line here is called your bleed area, and that's where images or ink or anything bleeds off the edge, so you don't have a white border. So sometimes if you print on like your desktop, there's that white border around the 8.5 by 11 sheet. When you get professional printing, you can avoid that, and this is called the bleed. So when we set these files up, the printer is going to know that where this black line is, there's going to be cuts, and so all of that is excess and will get pulled off. And so the first thing we do is we have to set up all our information, typeset everything, make sure it looks good, which I've kind of pre-done all this stuff here. And then you're going to file, you're going to save an Illustrator file. So the important thing here, we're going to do a little pretendy one. The important thing here is that you create a folder, so you have all your files in the same thing. Copy. And we're going to save our Adobe Illustrator file, and that's going to be our parent file or our working file. Important to keep that on hand. Save, and okay. Now, we're going to do all the pre-press work. So the first thing you need to do is you need to outline your files, or outline your fonts. And the reason we do that is because not everybody's computer is going to have the fonts that we have. So we go File, Select All, then Type, and Create Outlines. And then what that means is it's now, these fonts are no longer editable. They're vectorized, right? So they won't change if somebody has different fonts on their computer. If you ever open up a file in, a PDF or something that says, oh, the fonts, we've matched the fonts and they changed a little bit. So we want to avoid that, obviously. And that is why we do that. Make sure everything's good. Now we're going to File, Save As. And we're going to drop this down to Adobe PDF, which is going to be our press files. And the important thing is we have to change the font or the file name to front. So we know this is going to be the front of the business card. We go to Range, type in 1 being panel 1 or panel 2. Save. And then here's our pre-press stuff. And so we want to make sure you can keep these things checked. For pre-press, it doesn't matter a whole lot. I like to say keep preserve Illustrator editing capabilities. That way in pre-press, if they need to make a tiny adjustment, they still can. If you uncheck this, a lot of times it'll flatten everything down. But the important part here is marks and bleeds. When we set up our artboard, we set a bleed of 0.125, 1/8 of inch, which is kind of the standard that's going to be suggested for printing. So use document bleed settings. It's usually already checked and it's all set here. If you need to adjust it, you can here, but I always just do that in file setup. The important part here is trim marks, so it'll be cut lines on the file. And some printers do want registration marks. Most don't nowadays, but especially if you're doing digital printing. But yeah, so trim marks. Let's save PDF. And then we're going to do it again. And again, you're going to go down to PDF. Now this time you want to switch this to the number 2 for the second artboard. Hit save. And with Illustrator, if you've not closed down, it'll actually save your system, like your preferences from the previous. So it's still here. Save trim marks. Hit save. And then we can take a look at Jane Fonda's business card. And you'll see now we've got these crop marks here. I'll open one up. So as you can see, these are your cut lines for the printer. And you can see it'll trim off this excess graphic so that you won't see this. And that is how you set up a business card in pre-press. If you need any help getting some stuff designed, some marketing materials, or some printing done, let us know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Later.